So many movies and not enough time to watch them. Hello, my name is Xander, and today's video is just gonna be one long, big, uncut slob of media that is gonna have me reviewing all 500 of these films, and some of these films, and some of those films over. Just a lot of movies, okay? Just a lot of movies. I'm just going to be going through every single one that I own. Maybe I'll tell a little bit about some, but mostly I'm just going to do a little show and tell. Usually I have a microphone with me, but I decided no, not today. It's right over there. I could show you, but nah. Alright, so we are just going to start. I've never done one of these types of videos before, but it's going to be pretty interesting to see. To these first few films, and these are all going to be kind of out of order. I got like a whole horror section, so horror is probably the only one that's not going to be out of order. We'll go through all the horror films all at once, but these films right here I got about yesterday, I think. And I got about 10 or 15 of them, and they were only $9 for the whole lot. So I guess that's a pretty good deal. Russell Crowe, A Beautiful Mind. Christopher Nolan's Memento. Stripes. Okay, so those first three movies I haven't seen. I'm just going to be honest with you, but I bought them to watch them. I have seen Predator, though. If you haven't, then what are you doing? The French Connection with Mr. Gene Hackman, Shutter Island. One of those movies where you're like, what the heck was that ending? In a good way, though, this time. In a good way, because this ending it makes you think for a little bit about life. Punch Drunk Love, which I heard is a great Adam Sandler movie, and I really need to watch that, so that's why I bought it. When Harry Met Sally, classic one right there. Saw, just pretty gory. Carrie Ells, you guys all know Saw, right? Horror fans, where are you at, son? Robert Rodriguez's Planet Terror, produced by the man himself, Quentin Tarantino, one of my favorite directors. Jackie Chan's First Strike. I've seen a lot of Jackie Chan movies, but I have not seen this one. Okay, so one thing you know about me is that I buy a lot of movies to see them. I don't buy a lot of movies that I have seen already, because either they're too hard to find or I've seen them. I like buying movies that I haven't seen yet so I can watch them. So a lot of these, not a whole lot. I've seen mostly everything. Okay, I've seen mostly all of them. But a lot of them I haven't seen. Just like the ones today, because these are just so new. I bought them like yesterday. I'm not going to watch all of them in one day. But I have seen a couple scenes from this. I don't like watching scenes from movies, but my dad showed me one, so, I had no choice. Braveheart. Everyone's seen Braveheart, though. 10 out of 10 movie. Actually, that's probably one of my favorite movies of all time. South Park. Love this one. I'm excited for the pandemic special. That's supposed to be coming out today, actually. The Day the Earth Stood Still. Another great one, actually. I have seen this one. It's a great sci-fi film by, who was this directed by? Robert Wise. Interesting. No, I love the main dude in it. You've seen him on the cover. The Return of Dracula and the Vampire. I like old, weird kind of horror movies like this. So I love those kinds. Slumdog Millionaire, which, just won a ton of Oscars at the time. He's one of my most prized possessions. We're going to start moving into the ones up here. The Sound of Music. This mega old 40th anniversary gift set. I'm going to show you really quick of what's inside of here. I got this at a local Book Off. Book Off, in case you don't know, is probably the greatest store ever made. And inside we got this. Let me show you what it looks like. Excuse me. Looks like that. It's sealed. Actually, nope, it's not sealed. I've seen Sound of Music, of course, so I had to buy this giant special edition. That's the CD. And if you flip this open right there, there's a book in there too. I don't want to open it too much. I feel like I was actually ripping something when I did that. So I'm just going to stop halfway. But anyways, yeah, this huge old thing was only $5, and Book Off is a great place where they kind of sell like movies and books. It's basically my go-to place here in Sunnyside, San Diego, to find stuff. Some of my favorite YouTubers go there as well, like the one and only Cool Duder. Alright, we're just gonna go with this first stack right here, I guess. This stuff at the top is mostly all Blu Rays, and I say mostly because I'm very unorganized right now. I really need to, get my act together and organize these movies. Hitchcock's Vertigo, I saw that about a week ago. By far my favorite Alfred Hitchcock film. With James Stewart. Such a great actor. Very surreal, actually, even though Alfred Hitchcock didn't mean for the film to be surreal. There are some shots in there that are very, something that a surrealist would do. Royal Tenenbaums, I got all the Wes Anderson films, or mostly all of them. Life Aquatic, Rushmore, great Wes Anderson ones. His early ones. I love his new ones too, but there's something about these early ones that are just, get you every time. Especially Life Aquatic. I think it's not completely underrated. Usually people think the Royal Tenenbaums is a little bit better. But for some reason, I think I like the Life Aquatic better. Call me crazy, but everybody kind of has different tastes in films, and that's just mine. No Escape. Now this is a film that I do think is underrated. Owen Wilson travels with his family to Japan. Oh, sorry, Asia. And where all of a sudden terrorists start to invade, and they gotta escape. And Pierce Brosnan is just like a random dude that kind of, helps them get out of there. Bridge on the River Kwai, probably the second, one of the best war, let's just say one of the best war films out there. Alec Guinness and William Holden. Gosh, William Holden was in some other movie I just watched. I can't remember, but you all know Alec Guinness. Obi-Wan Kenobi himself. That is such a good one, especially the ending of that is insane. I do love Medea, at least most of them. At least I'm sorry, I do though. Some of them are pretty funny, I gotta admit, especially that Halloween one. THX 1138 or 1138. George Lucas's first film. And I think he did this one. He was in college, or at least started to do it. And it was a little bit shorter then, but he's since adapted it to a feature-length film. Pretty nice addition right there. This one was very interesting. It has one of my favorite actors in it, Donald Pleasance, who plays the infamous Dr. Loomis from Halloween. Halloween is probably our second great favorite film of all time. And we'll look at all the horror movies later, like I said, that I got a whole collection of horror films down there. The Shape of Water. A lot of people didn't like this movie, including one of my best friends, and we've had a lot of arguments about it. But I love this one. It won Best Picture, and I thought it deserved it, even though a lot of people didn't, which is weird. I love Guillermo del Toro and Del Toro. Gosh, I don't know why today I can't speak, but yeah, and I think it was about time that he won an Oscar for something, and that was what. Simpsons movie. Pretty funny movie. Just watched it again on Disney Plus, actually. The new Star Trek. Now, I've seen some of the old Star Trek, from the original series and some of the original movies, but I haven't gotten around to see the new ones yet. Is it worth watching, the new Star Treks? I don't know. Please comment down below. No one's going to comment on this video, but just, yes. Skyfall. Not recently, but a couple months ago, me and my brother watched a ton of James Bond films, like a ton of them, to prepare for the new, No Time to Die. But then that got pushed back, and it's coming out this November still, which I hope it does. I'm really excited to see that one. The original Star Wars films, 4, 5, and 6, A New Hope, Empire, Return of the Jedi, originally 1, 2, 3 in the beginning, but, this is, without a doubt, probably my favorite movie series of all time, at least up until number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the true saga to me. Force Awakens was okay. Actually, it was more than okay. It wasn't average. It's not like your average movie. There is some special moments in this. But my only thing is that, and it's been said so many times before, but it copies a little bit from A New Hope. It's basically the same story structure as A New Hope, you know, where they find the bad guy and they blow up the giant space station at the end. It's pretty much the same idea, but this one, it changes it up a little bit to be, you know, more recognizable as a movie on its own. This movie is not mine. This is my father's movie, and my dad, I think he just left it here for some reason. I gotta give this back to him. And the reason why it's my dad's and not mine is because I wouldn't want to buy this movie. This is my least favorite Star Wars film, and actually one of my least favorite films ever, because it does so many things wrong, and I can make a whole video about it, or I should have made a whole video about it. It's a little bit too late to hate on The Last Jedi by now, but yeah, I don't like that one too much. It is a little short film that I watched when I was a little kid. It came with a Han Solo figure in there. It just tells the story about young Han Solo, actually. I don't think it's canon. It can't be. It has George Lucas playing himself in it. But, you know, Lego stuff is always fun to watch. Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Now, this is another one of those underrated kind of movies that, you know, a lot of people have seen this, but not nearly as many as it deserves. I think this movie deserves to be watched by everybody. It's such a great one. Directed by Ben Stiller himself, I believe, yes. It's just about a man who goes on an adventure trying to find himself and trying to put himself out there more in the world. I think he doesn't unintentionally, he doesn't intentionally try to put himself out there, but, you know, nature calls, and he has to go. Spaceballs. I love a lot of comedy, and Mel Brooks is the king of it. You know, you can't forget Yogurt and Dark Helmet, and all those great characters. Rufus was his name, I believe. John Candy's character? Barf. Why did I say Rufus? Barf was his name. Superbad. Oh my god. Probably my favorite comedy. Probably my favorite, actually. The first time I watched this, I laughed so much. And I've watched it a couple times, showing it to my friends too. So I've seen this movie about 5 or 6 times. So that one never gets old. Spy, Melissa McCarthy does get old. I gotta admit, a little bit. But this one's not too bad. I really like Jason Statham in it. I think he makes the movie. Anything Jason Statham is usually pretty exciting. The Transporter. I just said something great about Jason Statham, but I gotta admit, I'm sorry. I had not seen this one yet. Oh, God. But I'm gonna have to. Talladega Nights, Ricky Bobby. I'm gonna start going through these quicker because we have so many. Or maybe I'll just let the video go for 2 hours. I've never uploaded a 2-hour video before. Terminator 2. Where's the rest of my Terminator films? I don't know where they went, but I have all of them, and Terminator 2 is my favorite, of course. One of the greatest action movies of all time. It actually might be my favorite action movie of all time. Yeah. My favorite action movie of all time. There you go. There's just something about it that gets me every time. This is the end. This is a wild, wild movie. You won't expect it by watching maybe the first 20 minutes of it. But as you go on, it just gets more and more insane. And I love Danny McBride in this. I think he makes the movie. He absolutely kills it. Especially in the end. Gosh, I don't want to spoil it, but it gets pretty crazy. Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems. Now this was a film that it's the very definition of an Oscar snub, or a snub in general. Adam Sandler absolutely deserved to at least be nominated. Maybe not to win for his performance, because there were a lot of great performances last year. And I thought Joaquin Phoenix absolutely deserved it at the Oscars for Joker. But you got to give the man Adam Sandler at least a nomination. He worked so hard in that movie, and you can tell. And that movie was in production for many years. War with Jet Li and Jason Statham. Again, I have not seen this Jason Statham movie. Gosh, what is wrong with me? But I've seen so many of his other ones. Walk the Line. I saw this one a long time ago, but Joaquin Phoenix is great as you know, the man himself, the Man in Black, Johnny Cash. And just kind of, you know, his life story. And he can sing. He can sing really well. Is there anything Joaquin Phoenix can't do, to be honest? The X-Men Collection. Now, the New Mutants just came out, and it just reminded me of actually how good the old X-Men movies are. Maybe not this one. Maybe not the Wolverine, maybe not Origins, maybe not The Last Stand, but these two. As well as Days of Future Past. These three are my favorite X-Men movies. And Logan, of course. I gotta find Logan. I know I have that somewhere. But, you know, old X-Men is, whew, some of the greatest superhero films of all time. I don't know why I have this one, Apocalypse. I guess I just wanted to complete the series. Apocalypse is okay. It's not everyone's favorite X-Men, but I don't think it's everyone's least favorite. It's just kind of in the middle area somewhere, in there. What's his face? Quicksilver has some great scenes in that one. And yet again, you can't go wrong with Mel Brooks' Young Frankenstein. Saw that one a long time ago, and I've seen it a couple times now. And yeah, my second favorite Mel Brooks movie, and I'll show you my first favorite in a little bit. I really need to keep going with these. La La Land, probably my favorite movie of 2016. There, well, one of them at least. Oh shoot, I got a message. I gotta answer that. I apologize, folks. Just skip about 10 seconds until you get forward, because you know this is just kind of one uncut thing, and I just gotta. Oh, excuse me. Keep on going with that. La La Land, great. Logan, great. So sad. God, the saddest superhero death of all time. I mean, well, I didn't want to spoil that, but I mean, somebody dies in here, guys. Somebody. I'm not saying who, but someone dies, and it's very sad. It's been out for years. You should probably have seen it. The Mule. Now, this is, I think it's pretty underrated when you consider, you know, Clint Eastwood in general. Yes, it's one of his. It's the last movie he's actually acted himself in, and I do hope he comes back for at least one more. Just give us one more last Clint Eastwood movie. Yes, he is like 90 years old now, and I can't believe he's still even making movies to this day. But, you know, if he doesn't come back, there's a great movie that he ends his career on. Love that one. About drug smuggling and all this stuff. The Last Stand. Johnny Knoxville's in this, and he takes some pretty hard bumps in here, as he always does. Yeah, I think Johnny Knoxville was the standout in that one, actually. Ace Ventura 1 and 2, Pet Detective and When Nature Calls. When Nature Calls is just completely out there as a comedy. It's so weird. But the first one, Pet Detective, is a classic, I think. It could be called a classic. The 90s, you know, could be called classics now. Now this is probably my second or third favorite action movie of all time. You know, Die Hard fits in there somewhere. But I was blown away by Fury Road. Look at that right there. The best action movie ever made. Now, you don't see that, you know, quite often. Especially because there are so many action movies coming out these days. It's just insane. Mile 22 is like this one. With Lauren Cohan and Ronda Rousey and man himself, Mark Wahlberg. This is actually closed. I've never opened this. But I have seen it. Saw it in theaters. It's pretty good. I admit I was a little confused in the first half a little bit. I was like, what is going on here? But then I start to get it. It was just like a transfer and, an escort, and they had Mark Wahlberg and his squad had to protect this certain accustomed villain. I'm pretty sure that's what it was about. But yeah, it's pretty good. And Lauren Cohan does a really good job. I love her on The Walking Dead. The Muppets! Saw that in theaters when I was a little kid. A long time ago now. But this is one of them. I've probably seen this Muppet movie more than all the other ones. And it's weird because, you know, I like the original the best. But that one's good. The Matrix 1, 2, and 3. Haven't seen 2 and 3 quite yet. But I will before, you know, The Matrix 4 comes out. 2 years, I believe it's coming out. 2 years. Magnificent 7. You know, not the original, but is the remake with, is it clearing up? I can't see if it's, you know, if you guys could see it. But it is good nonetheless. I gotta admit, there's a crazy, you know, kind of like turret scene at the end, and I thought it was pretty mind-blowing. But speaking of mind-blowing, there isn't a whole lot of films that could top the Mission Impossible series. These films are the definition of mind-blowing because mostly all the stunts in there are real. Let me rephrase that. All of Tom Cruise's stunts are real. Especially this one. That's probably one of the wildest things I've ever seen on film. Even comparing it to like Buster Keaton and some, I still think Buster Keaton is the master of you know, wild stunts. But Tom Cruise, he's up there, man. He's up there. He's definitely one of the craziest today. Now You See Me. I like this one. The ending was interesting. I've always liked this one because as a kid growing up, I wanted to be a magician. I love doing magic. So when this came out, absolutely had to see that. And we're getting now into the Tarantino films. Reservoir Dogs, one of the best. Pulp Fiction, the best. The Hateful Eight, underrated, I think, from Quentin Tarantino's side at least, but one of my favorites. It keeps you hooked in there. And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, my second favorite. Yes, my second favorite. You know, if you've been following me for a little while on this channel, I like making movies. Hence the name ZRice Films. So this one, it hit something in me. It struck a chord. It's my favorite movie of 2019. Now, this is Pirates of the Caribbean. I have the first one somewhere. It's all out of order right now. But this new one right here, while not as bad as on Stranger Tides, it's still not the best. For some reason, these newer pirate movies just can't live up to the greatness of the ones that were the original trilogy. Speaking of the original trilogy, Rambo 1, 2, and 3, right there. Love the first Rambo. The third one I remember being just super action-packed. I don't remember the third one too much. I mean the second one. Oh, here's the third one. Wait. I did not know I had 2 Rainbow 3s. Well, this might be my favorite Rambo. I know it's, well, actually I take that back. I think this has the best action out of any Rambo. The action is so on point in this one, and especially for a film, you know, Sylvester Stallone was a bit older when he was making this. It's surprisingly really hype, and something that the new Last Blood didn't really do. Ready Player One, interesting CGI fest. Rogue One, the best Star Wars movie of the 2010s. Red was interesting. Not much I could say about Red. I haven't seen Red 2. I don't really plan on seeing it anytime soon. The complete Superman collection, or at least the first 4, until they had to ruin the series with Batman vs Superman. Escape Plan, haven't seen any of the new ones, but this first one wasn't that bad. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, still sealed, along with Crimes of Grindelwald. I guess I just didn't care to open them yet. But Crimes of Grindelwald, I got this at like a Black Friday sale, so it was only like $5. So I was like, okay, $5, I'll get it. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it again. Maybe I will, but I'll get it. This one very disappointed me. Like, oh my god, this is by far the worst in the Harry Potter saga. But Fantastic Beasts wasn't all too bad. No. You just can't compare it to those original Harry Potter films, alright? You can't. Gremlins, Goonies, and Gremlins 2, the new batch. Goonies is my favorite. I think it actually goes in this order. Goonies, Gremlins, and Gremlins 2 for me. That's the same order that I would rank those in. Green Book. Wow, this is a great one. Another Oscar winner right here. And I had gotten this right after it won the Oscar for Best Picture. I saw it at like a Walmart for like $10, and I was like, didn't that just win an Oscar like a week ago? And I was like, I gotta pick this up. So I did, and I was surprised it was only $10. But I love that one. Viggo Mortensen is great. Guardians of the Galaxy, one of the better Marvel films. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, still pretty good. Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 2, oh my god, one of the most epic movies out there. The ending of a cinematic masterpiece of a saga. So sad. Independence Day Resurgence, not the greatest. I remember when it came out, I was like, oh yeah, this is so cool. There was a giant alien at the end and he was about to stomp on the bus. But now I look back at it and I'm like, first one's better. A lot of times, most of the time, the first one is better. And that can't be truer for this one. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Now, this one I'm kind of torn on. Because as a little kid, I saw this in theaters, and that was about in 2008, so that was like 12 years ago for me. I was only 5 years old. So when I was little, when you're 5 years old, you don't really put films into like, oh my gosh, this film's way better than that one, or I don't think that one was right for me. You don't think about tastes and shots and editing and cinematography. You just go to watch the film because either your parents said that you gotta watch it, or because you saw a trailer and you were hyped by it, which is a lot of the case it's the same thing today. But now I look at films in a different light. Now I'll look back at this one. It does come with a cool book. I'm not too enthralled by it. I love that original trilogy. But this was the movie as a little kid that made me want to make movies. So I'm kind of torn on this, whether I love it or not, because it's not that great. But then again, it reminds me of when I first got started with movies. I wanted to make movies like this. I was like, I want to make movies like 80 Indiana Jones and The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. So I don't know. I don't know where I should rate that one. Do I give it a 10 or do I give it a 1? Iron Man. I can't really say too much about the Marvel Universe. I've seen all the Marvel Universe movies, so, a great universe, though, is the Jay and Silent Bob universe. The Askew universe. Kevin Smith is legendary. I really wanted to meet him when he came to San Diego to promote Reboot, which is probably the most celebrity-filled movie I've ever seen. Or at least cameo film. There's a lot of cameos in that one. Wanted to see him. Hopefully he comes back around and he does his tour for Mallrats too. John Wick, the Baba Yaga himself, the Boogeyman, John Wick, all three of them. Masterpieces in the action world, action genre. Joker, we had talked about that one a little before. Oh my gosh, I have not opened Joker. Well, I'm going to open it next time. Next time I get to watch that. Jaws. My mom has never seen this movie. Never, ever. That is sad. I'm going to leave that to the side, actually. I'm going to bring that in. Now we're going to have to watch that. Jurassic Park. One of my favorite movies of all time. Probably top 20, at least. I love Jurassic Park. And so I was disappointed by the new ones. Because they are not the same. Kingsman, The Secret Service, and Kingsman, The Golden Circle. I love them, not equally. This one's a little bit better. Again, you're going to see a lot of the times where I say the first one is always better. Because mostly it is. So that's that. So that's it. But Golden Circle's nice. It has some super over-the-top action scenes, which is either good or bad, depending on you. And God, again, I'm not going to spoil anything, but Merlin, man. Gosh, you know what I'm talking about if you've seen that. Killing Gunther. Now, this is an interesting one that not a lot of people have seen, I don't think. I don't know how I came to see it, but it has some of my favorite people from SNL in it. Taron Killam and Bobby Moynihan. Two great people from SNL. Arnold Schwarzenegger is actually barely in this movie. He's in it for maybe 10 minutes out of the whole 90-minute runtime. Maybe 10 minutes, even though he's the top billed star and he's the cover on the film. He's in it for maybe 10 minutes. They're basically trying to kill Arnold Schwarzenegger. It should be called Killing Arnold Schwarzenegger. Another stack, folks. Another stack. Man, we have so many stacks to go through. Alright, let's go through them fast. 21 Jump Street. Great comedy. All Three Austin Powers. Ridiculous, but they're pretty funny, not gonna lie. Especially the first one. Action Point. Now, I think this is a little bit of an underrated one. It's not the best movie ever, but it makes me laugh. It's actually really, genuinely funny if you like crazy, stuff with Johnny Knoxville and his gang. Marvel The Avengers. Joss Whedon, what happened to you, man? You made this great film, and then you kind of lost it with Justice League. Avengers Age of Ultron. I remember walking out of the theater and being like, that was good. And then, like, that was it. I wasn't like, frick, dude! We just saw Marvel's Age of Ultron! I wasn't like that. But, it's good, though. I love that Thanos reveal at the end. Gosh. That got me hyped. Avengers Infinity War. Now, this, I think, is the best Avengers movie. I do love this one. But over the time, I've come to see that there are flaws with this. There are flaws with Avengers Endgame that I didn't really notice when I was watching it in theaters. But it is a once in a lifetime cinematic achievement that I don't think will really be ever done to the, to the big stages that this one took to. The big, I don't know what I'm talking about, but basically Infinity War might be a slight bit better than Endgame, which is probably an unpopular opinion among all of you guys. Alice in Wonderland, I actually like this one. A lot of people don't like to do Disney movies. Disney's like turning all their classic films into live action, but I think this is one of the times that Disney got it right. This one and Beauty and the Beast I liked. Anchorman 2, do I have Anchorman 1? Gosh, I have so many, I'm starting to forget. Anchorman 2 is funny. I love that ending action scene. Burt Wonderstone, yet another underrated movie about magicians. Actually, not another one about magicians, but another underrated movie in general. And it is about magicians. And I love this one because, as I said before, I wanted to be a magician when I grew up. Medea, Blazing Saddles. This is my number one Mel Brooks movie. Clerks, you can't go wrong with Kevin Smith. Casino Royale. Oh my god. What a James Bond movie. Not as good as Skyfall, but dang. That poker scene? Captain America Civil War. I really like this one, actually. I was disappointed that nobody died, because when you put war in the title, you're going to expect a war. And they did give us one, but no one died. And I was like, oh. It's not like I want my favorite characters to die, but I do think that would make more sense for the story, at least if one of them died. Casablanca, another classic one that a lot of people love. Ingrid Bergman, Humphrey Bogart, I love it too. Dumb and Dumber 2, I like this one. I don't know why. Deadpool 2, I like this one, and I know why, because it is funny. Josh Brolin is really good in that. And Deadpool 1, gosh, it was so out of order. The Departed, which I think I have a signed photo from Mr. Matt Damon himself that comes from this movie. You really need a frame for that. God. Gary Oldman in Darkest Hour. He plays the infamous Winston Churchill in his battle against Adolf Hitler. Got Gary Oldman an Oscar for that. I think it was well deserved. Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. All three of them in there. I think they're from the UK. I got this series. It was only like $12 or something for all three of them on Blu-ray. And they got like this new cool Blu-ray set. And I was like, oh, I wish I had that. I wish I saved money for that. Alright. Kind of the last of the top row on my shelf. And then we're going to be going to the bottom row, which is mostly all DVDs. Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton, Legends of the Silver Screen. I have seen all of these on here. The General, Steamboat Bill Jr., The Kid, and Tilly's Punctured Romance. Oh my god. All four of them are super great silent films. Buster Keaton he's an absolute legend. They're both legends. But Buster Keaton is... Whew, maybe because I just saw Buster Keaton movie like yesterday. But, yeah. Charlie Chaplin's Modern Times. This is my first Criterion movie that I've ever bought. Not the only one, but I do love this. Yeah, I'm very, very glad that I bought this one. It's DVD. Okay, so the reason why I buy a lot of DVDs is because I don't have a Blu-ray player. Mine broke. My Blu-ray player broke. So literally all these Blu-rays over here, I cannot watch. Or I can't watch them anymore. I watched them when I had a Blu-ray player. And now it's broken. Life is Beautiful. Oh my god, such a sad movie. If you're looking to have a depressing time, this is the movie to watch. The Big Lebowski. If you're looking to have a funny time, this is the movie to watch. The Dude Abides, alright? Andre. This is my grandma's movie. Oh, but she gave it to me, I remember. I don't want to say anything bad about Andre. It's okay. Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, the last 2 Star Wars movies I have. For some reason, I do not have Phantom Menace. And I actually like Phantom Menace. It has problems, but I like it. All the Star Trek films, or mostly all of them, some of the original ones. And this kind of box set right here, Wrath of Khan being my favorite one. But yeah, Star Trek's good. I like Star Trek. Star Trek's... I'm a Trekkie. I'm a Trekkie, so... Alright, so these are films that I need to watch. I have a little stack of movies that I need to watch. And these are ones I'm going to watch right away. My Hammer Films collection. The infamous studio that is Hammer Films. I have seen a couple of these on here. The Gorgon was really good. That one had Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing, some of the masters of horror and acting. Scream of Fear was also kind of like this murder mystery movie. And it had a twist that I never saw coming. Whoa, what a twist. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's a movie by Michael Bay. I don't understand. This one has a couple Charlie Chaplin films on here. Got 2 hours worth of Charlie Chaplin shorts, including Tilly's Punctured Romance. Love that one. Steve McQueen and The Great Escape. The Audrey Hepburn Collection. Breakfast at Tiffany's. Roman Holiday, and Sabrina. Breakfast at Tiffany's is super good. All Quiet on the Western Front. We're getting to some of the older ones now. Haven't quite seen this yet, and I'm so bummed out. My brother wants me to watch that. I'll wait for him to watch that, so I gotta watch that with my brother. The Maltese Falcon. This is actually not mine. It was part of my mom's collection, but then she was like, you can have it. And I was like, oh, sweet. And I haven't been able to watch it because it keeps skipping. There's something wrong with that disc. Daniel Day-Lewis, There Will Be Blood. Now, this is a movie I haven't seen yet, but I love this little edition that they gave me here. They gave me like this whole book, so that's cool. I heard this is really good, and Daniel Day-Lewis is amazing as an actor in general, and he's in Lincoln, playing Abraham Lincoln himself, and that's one of my favorite movies. I don't have Lincoln, sadly, but I wish I did. Ride Along. Those movies are okay. Woman of the Year. Alright. Conan O'Brien Can't Stop. I heard this was a great, kind of special from Conan O'Brien. But, I need to watch that. So, Clash of the Titans, the OG. Casino Royale. James Bond. One of the original ones, I guess. I've seen the top 3 ones right here. Pineapple, Superbad, and Year One. I have not seen Youth and Revolt. In fact, I had never heard of it before I even got this little collection. But I need to watch that, because, I love these top 3, so why wouldn't I like the bottom one? The Birdcage with Robin Williams. Robin Williams is one of my favorites. I wish I had a little more of his movies, but I do have some of the classics, and you'll see that a little bit later on. Monty Python, Life of Brian. I started watching that one. I don't know why I never finished it. Return of the Dragon. Chuck Norris, Fight, Infamous. This is going to be a big collection to get through. I haven't gone through it all yet. Alfred Hitchcock, 15 films. 15 films. That's crazy. So far, I've only seen a couple of them. The Lady Vanishes is a really interesting one. It's about a lady who kind of goes missing on a train. And all these people that kind of saw her, and got advice from her, because she was giving advice to this one lady. They're trying to all look for her, and nobody knows what happened to her. Is she dead? Is she not? I won't reveal it. Dirty Harry, the Dirty Harry collection. I've seen the first 2, Dirty Harry and Magnum Force, but it also has the Enforcer and Sudden Impact. And I know Sudden Impact has that infamous line in there, but I haven't seen it yet. Planet of the Apes. Got the whole collection for $5. Book Off, man. I'm telling you, Book Off has the stuff, okay? Y'all need to go there if you haven't already. And if you have gone there, then you need to go again, because they're always getting new stuff in. Oh god, you probably saw a little bit. Raging Bull, a 10 out of 10 movie. Can't give this enough praise. Just like what's it called? Taxi Driver. Why couldn't I think of that? Okay. Steve-O DVD, signed by Steve-O himself right there. That's pretty cool. Man of the Year, Robin Williams. Mission Impossible 3 and 2 and 1. Love the first one, love the second one, love the third one. I think the whole series is actually fantastic. It's one of those series that you just keep getting better and better. Arnold Schwarzenegger, The Terminator, and Terminator 3, and Salvation, and Genesis. I don't know why I have these other ones. Terminator 3, I absolutely hated. And Genesis was not very good either. But, you know, Terminator 1 and 2, of course, are always great, great movies. This is Doubtfire. This is back when I was little. Oh, the DVD is gone. What the frick, dude? Alright, so back when I was little, I loved this movie. This was probably my favorite movie when I was little. I don't know why. It's kind of sad. But now it's not nearly as my favorite anymore. RV, and this DVD is dirty. God, but this isn't bad. You know, it ain't bad. It's a family road trip movie. Oh gosh, it's a little hot in here. I'm in my garage right now filming, and there is no AC, no fans on. If I had the fan on, it'd be a little loud. I thought so. I just decided to turn it off for the sake of all you guys. Good morning, Vietnam. Good morning, Vietnam. Unarmed and Dangerously Funny. Oh wow, it's the same guy, Barry Levinson, that directed both. A little bit of a step down to RV, but Good Morning Vietnam, gosh. Classic film. Ringers, Lord of the Fans, this Lord of the Rings documentary I got about the fans of Lord of the Rings. I haven't opened that yet. Die Hard, the first three. I still need to buy the last two. I don't know if the last two are as good as the first three. Comment down below. No one's going to comment, but comment your favorite Die Hard movie. Number 3 was actually really good. A Nitro Circus, the movie. This is a movie that me and my brother watch probably every year. I don't know why, but it's good. It's filled with stunts. Reminds me of Action Point. I don't know. It's good. I like it. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Everyone knows about that one. National Treasure 2. Gosh, another movie I haven't opened yet. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Okay, so these next few movies are very near and dear to me. This is a great, 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 great movie. 10 out of 10 movie all around. 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. Well, they certainly deserved it. And, you know, everybody deserved the Oscars for this one because it is so intense and sad. And that new Nurse Ratched, whatever it's called, show that came to Netflix, I really don't have a huge interest in watching that because I feel like, even from the trailers, I don't think you'll be able to live up to the magnitude that is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, The Godfather. All 3 of them in all their glory. 1, 2, and 3, including this cool documentary. But yes, The Godfather. I mean, what can you say about a film that can be described in no words? Godfather is the greatest movie of all time. That's all there is to say about it. And Batman vs Superman. I think I just got this because it was cheap, and I was like, maybe I'll watch it again one day. But I haven't. No, I haven't yet. So I was so disappointed by that movie in theaters. Y'all don't even know. I was like, when are they gonna fight? When is the fight, man? And I know they have to build it up. You know, they just can't start fighting right off the bat. But the whole movie, if the build-up was actually exciting, then I wouldn't mind it. But it really wasn't, though. And that's the sad part. King Kong, 1933 classic from David O. Selznick, starring the infamous Fay Wray. You know, one of the silent film, one of the original screen queens, as they say. But yeah, Fay Wray, great movie. The Darjeeling Limited, that should be really with my other Wes Anderson films. But this is a good one. I really like this. About 3 brothers who try and find themselves by going, like, you know, traveling cross-country. Not even cross-country. They travel to, like, different countries across the world. Dead Poet Society. Wow. Oh, Captain, my Captain. Beyond the Mat, a great documentary, not only for wrestling fans, but for anybody who wants to know a little bit more about the sport and all that. Son of Rambo, about a couple kids who decide to make an action movie of themselves, called The Son of Rambo. That's a good one, actually. I like that one. Underrated as all heck. Steven Spielberg made this right after Jaws, and I don't think people were expecting him to make a comedy about World War II, but he certainly did. And this is it. It has so many great A-listers. John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd, John Candy, Slim Pickens is in this. Great one right there. Jackie Chan, Drunken Master. Some of the best fight scenes I've ever seen are in that movie. Can't go wrong with Diary of a Wimpy Kid, man. Come on now. That movie was my childhood. This movie could basically make up my adulthood. Some Like It Hot. Well, actually, you know what? This is a movie for all ages, I gotta say. Some Like It Hot is insanely hilarious. Oh, and here we have another great trilogy of films. I don't know why I don't have them all together, but Fistful of Dollars, For a Few Dollars More, and The Good, Bad, the Ugly. Probably my top 5 favorite films of all time. Good, Bad, the Ugly is. Gosh, such a good series. I need to watch those again as well. I got so much to watch, you guys. Sunset Boulevard. I should have bought a new edition that I saw of this, because this one is all moldy. I don't know why it's moldy. It's sitting up there all with my other ones, but another top 20 films of all time. Gloria Swanson's performance in this is just super mesmerizing. So it's pretty good. Alien vs. Predator. Yeah, you can probably guess what happens in that one. Enter the Dragon, great Bruce Lee movie. Love that ending scene. Scarface, another one of my favorite. Probably another top 20. Scarface right here. Al Pacino is just insane when it comes to acting. Dazed and Confused. It feels like this has no disc in it. Okay, it does. It does have it. But yeah, I love this one. Matthew McConaughey, one of his first roles. And Ben Affleck is in this one. Can't go wrong with that. Tropic Thunder, my God. A couple guys going to force and make a movie, even though they're really not, and they kind of get involved in a real war. It's absolutely funny. It's really funny. You guys should probably go see that. The King's Speech. So about a year ago, I was super into watching all these drama movies. I don't know why. I was like, today I'm going to sit down and watch a 2-hour drama, and the next day I'd be like, today I'm going to sit down and watch a 3-hour drama, and the next day I'm going to watch another drama. And I was just super into watching dramas. So this was one of my favorite ones that I had to get. The King's Speech. A masterpiece. Best Picture of the Year. And Colin Firth won, an Oscar for the best actor for that one. And he deserved it. North by Northwest. Great suspense kind of thriller. I wanted to watch it because of that scene. Because I've seen that scene, where he's running from the plane. I've seen that one a lot of times. And so, the movie's really good, too. Oh, my God. Haunted Mansion, one of those ones that you watch as a kid. Most of y'all kids today have seen this one, I think. It's weird that they're making another one. Oh, God. Yeah, I don't know why they're making another one. Eddie Murphy's is not the best, but it's not one of those movies that needs a remake. Not everything needs a remake these days, guys. Now, come on now. Stand By Me, Going in Style, and the first, actually technically I can't even say the first 4 Batmans, because there's that 1950s one with Adam West that I really love. Who doesn't love Shark Repellent Bat Spray? And these other two are pretty good too. Alright folks, my voice is getting numb, my throat is getting dry, but I'm going to keep pushing on. Because we got a couple more stacks to go, and then we're going to get to our final set of films, which is going to be horror. Horror Gang at 2020. Lone Wolf and Cub. Now, this is a movie, this is for the first one, Sword of Vengeance. This is a movie that I recently watched the entire saga of on the Criterion channel. The whole saga, all 6 films. This is an absolutely breathtaking series. I think it's a little underrated. If you're not the average, moviegoer, then you probably won't know a whole lot about these movies. But I suggest that you do go watch these. Gosh, they're such a great samurai films. I can't even put into words how masterful those films are. And if it's on the Criterion channel, then you're about to see something good. All right, you're about to see something special. These 3 movies are very special to me: Harvey, Spartacus, and Touch of Evil. I especially like Harvey. Spartacus and Touch of Evil, by the great Orson Welles, Stanley Kubrick. They're good. Those ones I gotta give them. They're really good. And there's a reason why they're called, Hollywood legends in this Universal pack. But there's something about Harvey. I think it's just James Stewart's performance, kind of lonesome. Not lonesome because he has his friend, but he has his friend Harvey. But it's just something about that performance. Orson Welles' Citizen Kane, yet another Orson Welles movie. Pretty much everybody knows the name. I'm really excited for the new Mank film about the screenwriter of Citizen Kane. I can't wait to see that. Rumble in the Bronx, haven't seen that one. Inception, I want to say I have seen this one, but I don't remember it. So that's why I'm guessing I haven't seen it, because I'm pretty sure I'd remember a movie like that. Fargo, I do remember this movie. The TV series looks actually pretty good. But I need to watch the show, because the movie, I really liked the movie. This is kind of like a little James Bond collection with a bunch of films in there. I need to get some more James Bond movies, but Goldfinger is my favorite one in here. Goldfinger is really good. The original Mad Max, I apologize. I have not seen the original Mad Max. Yes, I know. You can hate me for all you want, but I need to get to that. Chuck Norris. These 3 B movies, it looks like. Where's Lone Wolf McQuade? Alright, we want to see that one. The Karate Kid trilogy. If you haven't seen the new Cobra Kai show on Netflix, well, it was on YouTube. YouTube TV, right? That's what it's called? It was, YouTube Red. It was on YouTube Red. I saw it on YouTube Red with my family. And actually, it was better than I expected. So watch these films first, of course. And then we'll go watch the new one. Days of Thunder. Tom Cruise. Space Cowboys with Clint Eastwood. Another great Clint Eastwood movie. Indiana Jones. Bonus material. Documentary. Documentaries kind of esque stuff. Another Crystal Skull DVD, don't know why. The Adventure Collection, now these are the classics in here. Last Crusade, Temple of Doom, and, Raiders. I don't know why it says Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. When it came out, it was only called Raiders of the Lost Ark. Don't know why they gotta change that title. Just keep it the same, bruh. Once Upon a Time in the West. Haven't seen it, but I know it's a great one by Sergio Leone. A Bronx Tale. Another interesting kind of mob film about gangsters and stuff like that. And it's surprising because Robert De Niro actually doesn't quite play the main gangster of the film. This other guy is. What's his name here? Gosh, I can't find his name. He did pretty good in that movie, and I hadn't seen him before. Muppets in Space, Muppet Takes Manhattan. I love the Muppet movies. I don't know about you, but they always bring a smile on my face. Django Unchained. I gotta say, I don't think this is mine, to be honest. I think this is another one of my mom's. I try and get all the Tarantino films on Blu Ray if I can. So this quite wouldn't be mine because that's on DVD. Earth to Echo. Saw this movie as a little kid. Don't remember it. Great Muppet Caper. I think this is about a jewel heist. And, Muppet Most Wanted was kind of like that, too, so, bleh. Independence Day, the first one. The best one. And I heard they were going to do, this whole Independence Day series if number 2 did well, and then it didn't do well, and then they're like, nah, we won't do the whole series now. Rocky, 1 through 4. 1 through 4 are very, very good. I don't mind the Creed films too much either. I thought Creed was actually a great addition. 10 films, Western Collection. Searchers on there. The Searchers right there with the John Wayne. Especially that last shot of the film. That's all I could say. I could give it a little, Pirates of the Caribbean. Now here we are. Here's some of the pirate movies. I don't want to own On Stranger Tides. I don't want to own this. I'm just gonna throw it because I don't like that movie. Okay, here we go. Here's some of the Harry Potter films. I really want the whole collection on Blu Ray because I love Harry Potter. Another series I like got me making my first action film, Expendables 2. I mean, Expendables, all three of them. Didn't like the third one too much. Hopefully they could, make number 4 a little bit better, because I did hear that they are still making number 4. So we'll see if they ever get around to that. Back to the Future, my favorite series of all time. I know I said Star Wars was my favorite, but this might have to take its place. It might have to. I find so much joy in watching these. And I can firmly say, without a doubt, Back to the Future is my favorite film of all time. Shout out to Back to the Future. The Social Network. It doesn't look like it, but it is The Social Network. There it is. There's Jesse Eisenberg right there. What is this edition? It's kind of a strange one. It's kind of like all black. It should be blue, right, for Facebook, but black is cool. I could understand why they chose it. Yeah. This was Tarantino named it as his favorite movie the last 10 years. I can see why. Grown Ups 2. Oh gosh. These movies are absolutely insane. Right there. If you haven't seen those, maybe they're not for you. Maybe there's a reason why you haven't seen them yet, but I like them. Johnny English. Funny movie. I was disappointed by the new one, but the first one's absolutely hilarious. Tommy Boy and Black Sheep. Now this, I just said absolutely hilarious again, but I'm going to say it again. Tommy Boy is really, really funny. The Benchwarmers is another funny one, I gotta say. Rob Schneider is really good. Fury and Monuments Men. I remember I was half and half on Fury. I didn't think there was too much story. It was just you were kind of just thrown into the action, and you just kind of had to accept it. Which, I like films with a little bit of build-up, at least, just a little bit. But Fury was good. It was okay. Monuments Men was the one I was kind of disappointed on. It felt like if Disney made a World War II movie, which is something that just doesn't feel right. The cast is great, though. I mean, John Goodman, Cate Blanchett, Bill Murray, Matt Damon, all great people. Watchmen. Sorry, I haven't seen it. I'm not even gonna. Okay, didn't want. Okay, last stack of these movies over here, and then we move on to my massive horror collection. Mr. Bean's Holiday. Yeah, it's Mr. Bean, all right. He is Mr. Bean. I don't mind this movie. Step Brothers. I do mind this movie because this movie is absolutely... I keep saying absolutely hilarious. Gosh, I need to stop saying that. But it's the funniest film I've seen this year. Can I just say that? It's the funniest film I've seen this year, even though I saw it years ago. Sorry, I don't know why I'm in the... I should be in the middle, right? I've never done one of these reviews before. So, Paul Blart Mall Cop. Number 2. Napoleon Dynamite. I love that one. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. You can't go wrong with Monty Python movies. I feel like this video is way too long, but we're just gonna keep going. I don't know how long I've been talking for. Has it been an hour? Has it not been an hour? How long has it been? Is that 52 minutes? 45 minutes? I can't see. Like, I don't know what I'm saying. Dude, my throat is just like... okay. Y'all should see how many movies I reviewed right now. Like... gosh. Big Fish. What an interesting film by Tim Burton. This one is actually really beautiful. really beautifully shot, a really beautiful story, and it's touching in every way. Yeah, it's just good, man. It's just one of those feel-good movies. City of God. While this may not be the feel-good movie you're searching for, I think it is a very, very important film about the gangs of Rio, about photography and all this kind of stuff, all the crazy stuff that happens down there. One of the best films you'll ever see by Roger Ebert. Wow, that's a pretty big praise by Roger Ebert. Blazing Saddles. I have a DVD of this for some reason. The Fugitive. Oh wow, it's been a minute since I've seen this one. I remember really liking it though as a little kid. My dad showed that to me. Blade Runner. I haven't seen this in a fat minute, but I remember really liking that one too. Kind of this creepy I can't really compare it to Star Wars, but Three Stooges. Classic Three Stooges is hilarious, but I think they did this Three Stooges justice in this movie. I really think they did. And Farrelly Brothers, if you're watching this, you gotta get cracking on that number 2. I know I've been noticing on IMDb there's supposed to be number 2 coming out. I'm still waiting for it. Galaxy Quest. When I first watched this movie with my mom and my brother and sister, my mom did not want to watch it. She turned it off after 5 minutes, and I was like, "Why did you turn it off, Mom?" She's like, "Because this is dumb." And I was like, "Why is it dumb, Mom?" And she was like, "Well, because it's so cheesy. They're in a spaceship, and they're like, ugh. It's like a Star Trek episode." And I'm all like, okay, never mind. I didn't want to argue. But in actuality, that was kind of the point of the movie. The very first scene in the beginning is them going, whoa, on a spaceship, and it is supposed to look cheesy, and it is supposed to look like an old weird Star Trek episode, and that's the point, is because they're supposed to be washed up stars. And if we had only watched a little bit more after, then maybe my mom would have turned it off. Bill and Ted. Where's number 2? I don't know number 2. Anyways, the new movie was okay. The new Bill and Ted Face the Music was okay. School of Rock. Jack Black. This is my favorite Jack Black movie, by the way. Pixels. Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison. Adam Sandler's best comedies. Airplane 1 and 2. Some of the best comedies in general. So many jokes in that one. Oh my god. I think even William Shatner is the number 2. Bean, the movie. This one's really funny. I feel like, are these on my comedies down here? I think they are. Spies Like Us. About 2 spies. Oh, they want to be spies. And they just get kind of hooked into like a secret mission. And it all goes pretty wild from there. Truman Show. Now this one made me think about life. And if it's real. Life isn't real. As life is just a game that plays us. Wisdom. Bruce Almighty. I liked Evan Almighty too, but this one's a little better. And the vacation movies. I've only seen 3 of them. I have not seen European Vacation yet. Vegas Vacation was okay. Not my favorite one. But okay, folks. I am going to go run and get all of my horror films. Now, you probably want to stay with me for a second. But while I go get them, just look at all the frick ton of movies that I've shown to you guys today. Just look at all that. Hold on, I'll be right back, okay? I need to get all my horror films so I can talk to you about them. Because horror is very near and dear to my heart. Hold on. Hold on, Matt. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, God. Oh. This video is going to be way too long and way too boring, I bet. Okay. These aren't all my horror movies. I'm gonna have to go back for round 2. But it's all I can grab right now. Okay, let's get through them. Let's just get through them. Okay, let's just do it. God. Oh God. It. Weird spider ending. Leatherface. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. I actually like the sequel. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I haven't had a whole lot of regard for sequels in this video, but this sequel I was okay with. Of course, the classic. House of Wax, Vincent Price. 2 more Vincent Price movies, House on Haunted Hill and The Bat. I liked House on Haunted Hill a bit more. Bat was enjoyable too. It's kind of like a murder mystery, I guess. But yeah, that one wasn't too bad. I gotta say, hold on, wait. Okay. Night of the Living Dead, the original one from 1968. George A. Romero, horror genius, legend at, directing. Is this a little too... Let me bring it a little higher. There we go. I recently just saw Dawn of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead was actually the last movie I watched. Oh, wait, no, it wasn't. Carnival of Souls was. Excuse me. Dawn of the Dead was a movie I watched before Carnival of Souls. Vincent Price. The original Fly movies, not the ones with Jeff Goldblum. Though I do like the Jeff Goldblum ones. The Crazies. I know there's a George Romero film called The Crazies as well. But yeah, this is an interesting kind of zombie-ish apocalyptic kind of movies. So yeah, this is actually, it surprised me of how good it was. This surprised me too. Mandy is absolutely insane. Nicolas Cage gives the performance of a lifetime, the playlist says. And he really does. Like, holy moly, this movie is wild. If you have Shudder, or if you have any pirated streaming service, you gotta watch this, okay? Please watch it. Please, I'm begging you. If you don't watch it, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I can't make you watch it, but I'm just recommending it. Actually, I'd recommend all the movies I've said today that I've mostly liked. I recommend them to you, if you haven't watched them. There's a few that I recommend more than others, like Secret Life of Walter Mitty. I recommend that one over Killing Gunther. Granted, they are 2 types of different genres, but Invisible Man. H.G. Wells. I love Invisible Man. This is one of my favorite Universal monster films. The Mummy, I need to see this one again. For some reason, the first time I watched this, I wasn't amazed by it like I was Frankenstein. But I need to watch it again. Maybe I was being too harsh on it. Because I love all the monster films. Classic Silence. Now this one has a couple good ones on here. Hunchback of Notre Dame, Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, which I highly recommend Caligari and Notre Dame, and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, the original one from 1920 with John Barrymore in it. But yeah, all 3 of them are really good. If you're looking for that strange kind of silent horror films, or just an old horror film in general. If you're sick and tired of the new stuff like Happy Death Day 2, these ones I highly recommend. Now we're getting to sort of the slasher stuff. Jason Voorhees, the Slasher Collection. This has the first 8 in them, and these have the last 3 in them. But as much as Jason Takes Manhattan is a bad one, I've seen all these, by the way. Gosh, I went on a Friday the 13th movie marathon about 2 months ago, and I just sat down and I watched all of them. As much as I don't like Jason Takes Manhattan, because I think it's absolutely retarded, I do think it has the best kill in the whole thing. Jason literally punches a guy's head off. Clean off. He just goes, and then his head flies up in the air and into a trash can. That's my favorite kill. Midnight Horror, 8 movies. This is something I got for free. Just really garbage movies. I mean, Ghoulies 4. Children of the Corn 5, The Ginger Dead Man 2. I mean, I'm not gonna waste my time. Frankenstein collection. Now this is interesting because Walmart, I saw, just kind of released like a new kind of collection of, you know, all the horror monster collections, and I really want to get one of those. But I have the Frankenstein collection so far. Bride of Frankenstein. Masterpiece. And here's some of the older ones too. Dracula, Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, Creature from the Black Lagoon. I think Creature from the Black Lagoon is my sister's favorite. Okay, so this is a mega big pack. 50 horror classics. Dude. Yeah. There's some good ones in here. There's some ones I haven't seen all 50 of them. Come on now, let's be real. But some really good ones. Hunchback of Notre Dame, as we said. Nosferatu. Nosferatu is, oh gosh, amazing. Attack of the Giant Leeches was, you know, is interesting. Carnival of Souls, which I just watched, was the last movie I just watched, which is good. If you want to, you know, pause the video right here, you can see the complete collection. This is another one I got at Book Off. I think I only got this for like 10 bucks maybe. And usually I just kind of look past these giant horror packs because I'm like, oh, there's not going to be anything good on there. If they clip 50 movies together, it's going to be like that Ghoulies 4 pack, you know what I'm saying? But this one actually has some good ones. And once I saw Nosferatu, I was sold. I have to own Nosferatu. Alright folks, I'm going to be back. Take 5. More like take 30 seconds. I got to get my other stack of horror films, but I'll be right back, folks. Ah! Oh man, I'm gonna drop them. I'm gonna drop them. Shoot. Okay. This is one of the last stacks. And then we're almost done. 500 films. Or more. Actually, there might be more. There might be more than 500. But alright. We must persevere. We must push through. The Exorcist, second greatest horror film of all time. Stay tuned. Watch till the end to see what my favorite horror film of all time is. I've been saving that one for last. Saw 6. Random. I have that by itself. Some of my horror Blu Rays up next. Child's Play, that I sadly can't watch. Child's Play. Didn't care too much for the new Child's Play, even though I do like Aubrey Plaza. Aliens, 1, 2, 3, and 4, Resurrection there. Aliens, number 2. Wow. That ending is amazing. I love a good ending, you know. Scream, when I actually bought this, I didn't even care to read the bottom of the set. So I immediately thought that it just had Scream 4 in it. But then I was like, oh, no Scream 4? And then I had to buy number 4. I'm really excited for number 5, by the way. I hope that, you know, they bring the... they are bringing the whole original cast back, but I hope they tell a good story. The Shining. You know The Shining. If you haven't seen it, then what are you doing? Why are you watching this video? Going out and see The Shining, okay? Evil Dead 2. 3 from Hell. I don't have Devil's Rejects or House of a Thousand Corpses yet, but I do have 3 from Hell. I like all 3 of them. 3 from Hell is my least favorite, but and I didn't care for the ending too much for that one, but it was good enough. It was good enough. It gets a pass, you know. Oh god, something's in my eye. Phantasm. Such a creepy guy. The tall man, Angus Scrimm. Creepy man. Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. Oh, there's a great documentary. If you like Psycho, there's a great documentary you should watch called 4852 or 2852. But it talks about the editing style of Psycho, basically. And that's a really good one if you're into, like, you know, behind the scenes and stuff like that. Which I totally am. Krampus with Adam Scott. What's his name? What's her name? Toni Collette. Gosh, from Hereditary. And yeah, that's a funny one. That's a fun one to watch during the Christmas time. This one you can't really watch during any season. Look at that cool cover there. Woo woo. Color Out of Space is another interesting Nicolas Cage one. While not as good as Mandy per se, it does have a great use of color in a movie. The colors are... See it for the color alone. I mean, it really is very bright. Probably my third favorite film of 2019. Actually, I take that back. I liked Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I liked Parasite. I liked Joker. Okay, fourth favorite film of 2019. The Lighthouse. Gosh. This is another movie that is the definition of a snub. They got nominated for Best Cinematography, which I could, you know, it was good. I'm glad 1917 won for Best Cinematography, but it deserved to be nominated for so much more. I would even go as far as to say they should be nominated for Best Picture. There's so many elements that is just hypnotic and haunting and things that will stick with you for a very long time. Very creepy and startling images and imagery. The Funhouse by Tobe Hooper. This is another one that not a whole lot of people talk about because, you know, Tobe Hooper is mostly known for Texas Chainsaw and Poltergeist and stuff like that. But this is one of his better ones, I think. Yeah, The Funhouse is just about a couple teens who go inside of a carnival. And they decide to spend the night at a funhouse for whatever reason. Because they thought it'd be spooky and scary and fun. But bad stuff starts to happen. You can probably guess what happens from there. Stephen King's Silver Bullet. Pretty good horror film. I didn't think I'd like it as much as I did. A lot of Stephen King movies are good. Army of Darkness. George Romero's Creepshow. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein with Robert De Niro, I believe, as the Frankenstein. He looks crazy in that movie. Friday the 13th, Part 7. I don't know why I have a random New Blood DVD. It's all jacked up. It's a Blockbuster DVD. That's how you know it's a little bit old school. Even though Blockbuster didn't close down too often ago. I'm still old enough to remember what it was like to go into Blockbuster, okay? I'm not that old, but I'm old enough to know that. I remember going in there as a kid. Abbott and Costello, Meet Frankenstein, my favorite horror comedy. Say what you want about Scary Movie and A Haunted House and any of the Medea Boo movies, but this remains a classic and this remains the best one. Absolutely, and I'm going to say it again, absolutely hilarious. Oh, so now we're getting down to some of my favorite films. Nightmare on Elm Street. Actually, I take that back. I like Nightmare on Elm Street. It has all of them on there on the crystal clear Blu Ray. But Friday the 13th is the better series. I'm sorry. Freddy gets a little goofy. This is what I'm talking about. This movie is so important to me. And so important to history. That, gosh. Todd Browning, who directs this, and he's also the director of Frankenstein. Dracula. But he made this movie, I believe, after Dracula? He might have made this one before or after. I think it was after. Dracula, I think, came out in 1930, and this one came out in 32. I might be getting that wrong. I can't remember everything. But this movie is so enchanting. I don't really say that word too often. In fact, I've never said that this entire video, but this movie must be seen to believe. It's just one of those that you have to watch at some point in your life. I don't care if you're 4 or you're 40. You will find something in this movie that you will love. And if you're one of those movies that says ill, gross, no, what are those freaky people? Then I think you kind of missed the point of the story. Because it's a beautiful story. It's just, yeah, it's something that's going to stick with me for a long time. Probably my third favorite film of all time is Freaks. I don't get that deep into movies, but that one touched me in a certain way. Now, I gotta get on to my favorite horror film, which is what you've all probably not been waiting for, but that's what you're gonna get. And my favorite horror film of all time is Halloween. That is right. Michael Myers reigns supreme in my eyes. The very first Halloween film is my favorite. This big old collection here has the first first 5 films, I believe, in this awesome special edition. Got some little postcards there. Yeah. This is one I spent quite a little bit of money on. But yeah, it has all the discs like that in there. Great collector's edition. One of the very first kind of collector's editions that I've bought. And I do believe it is numbered, which means there's only, only a limited edition amount. Oh, yes. Only 20,000. I don't know if you can see that number at the top. Only 20,000 were ever made in the entire world. Now, 20,000 is a lot, but considering there's only 20,000 people in the world that have this, I gotta say I feel pretty special. Not gonna lie. Now, being the ultimate Halloween fan, I gotta have a little bit more of the other movies as well. So, producer's cut, Curse of Michael Myers, which is said to be better. Halloween 3 is a Scream Factory exclusive kind of collector's edition there. Tons of special features on that. My mom was really jealous. For some reason, this is her favorite Halloween movie. I don't know why. And, yeah. Halloween 2, Rob Zombie. To be honest, I like Rob Zombie's style, but it just doesn't fit the Halloween style, Halloween is supposed to be mysterious. Mysterious is probably one of the best words I could say to describe the first Halloween. And when you explain Michael's backstory, like Rob Zombie did, which was pretty interesting, I gotta say, it kind of ruins it. It kind of ruins that mythological element behind Michael Myers and why he's so creepy and why, he does the things that, he does. Because in the first movie, you didn't quite know what he was after. And by the end of the movie, he just is gone without any resolution. Sure, they resolved all of that in the next movie and the next movie, and they just kept bringing him back, which is fine by me, because, I love these movies. But there's something about that first Halloween movie. This is Halloween 2, by the way, which is the best sequel. There's something about that first Halloween movie that is going to stay with me forever. And this is it. This is the complete collection. All on Blu-ray. I really wanted that giant box set. Excuse me, but I never could afford it. But this is all I got so far. They all kind of look like this. All the movies in there. The other disc, DVD as well too. Not DVD, case cover thing. As a fan of Halloween, I had to buy the new one. While not my favorite Halloween, it certainly was a lot better than some of the sequels that they have. This was the very first copy I bought of Halloween. I bought this randomly at a Barnes & Noble one time. When I was really little, actually. Maybe 6th grade, I think. I bought that one. I think I got this at like a Goodwill. For a while there, I was like, I'm just going to buy every version of Halloween I could find. And I've stopped doing that. Because there are way too many versions. But this is another version. 25th anniversary of Halloween. I haven't watched any of the special figures on here, but there's a Halloween documentary that I think is kind of plays on all of them. That is interesting. A Cut Above the Rest, I believe it's called. Anyways, another one I found out at Goodwill. I don't know what that cover is. It looks like some teenager made it on Photoshop in 10 minutes, to be honest. It's all over the place. But, Halloween 2, yet again. Can't go wrong with that. And, gosh, I have a lot of... This one's a fine sequel. One of the better ones, I believe. H2O, I didn't mind too much either. It's fine. It's fine, but it gets a pass, okay? Halloween Resurrection. Now this is where my hate starts to come up. This is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire life. And I say that with very a saddened heart. Because Halloween is my favorite horror series. And so for this to be one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire life is just heartbreaking. This movie is absolutely garbage. You're going to have Busta Rhymes in it. The famous rapper, a good rapper by the way. You're going to have Busta Rhymes in it doing kung fu on Michael Myers. What is that? And why do you need Tyra Banks in this movie? Okay, I got nothing against these personal people. Like I said, Tyra Banks is a great actor. Is a great rapper. And Tyra Banks does her own thing, and that's all good too. But for you to put... I get they were trying to be like hip and new, and maybe Tyra Banks and Busta Rhymes were like, they were kind of the stars of back then. They are stars. You know what? They are stars now. I'm getting too into this. It's getting confusing now for my review of this. Terrible movie. And you can't do Jamie Lee Curtis like that in the first 10 minutes of the movie. You just can't. I saw that and I knew I was going to hate the movie. I just hated it because of that scene. Halloween H2O Resurrection and Curse Michael Myers yet again on this 3 little pack right here. And finally, the last movie of the day. Rob Zombie's Halloween. It's as easy as that, folks. We got through all of them. Granted, there are a couple movies I didn't show you guys. I have some movies on VHS and Laserdisc, and a couple of doubles that I have of movies that I've shown you guys that I just didn't care to pull out. And I do have a lot of TV shows. Maybe I'll do a TV show review later. That might be a different video because TV. This is just the movie reviews. But yeah, I gotta say, this has been the longest video I've ever made. At least I think it is. Haven't I been going on for like an hour talking? My voice is super dry. I need water. In fact, I don't think I've had any water today. Maybe half a bottle. I've had half a bottle of water. So I need some water right now. But anyways, if you've stayed till the end... Oh, I thought I was going to die right there. If you've stayed till the end, I want to say thank you. You're a legend. Bro fist. Pound it. I don't like saying subscribe in these types of videos or any videos at all. Like personally saying it. But subscribe if you want to. Is more, kind of like what I say. So subscribe if you want to. It'd be great, really appreciate it if you did. If you'd like to see another horror or film review in the future, I'll do one for you guys. Because a lot of movies here I've seen, but there's a lot of movies up in here and on the web that I've seen. And there's movies on the web that I do not have in this collection. And I think that's part of the reason why this isn't a complete collection of all the films that I've watched. I have watched at least quadruple the amount of movies that are here in this collection. And that's saying a lot. Yeah, so I've seen so many movies. But I need to, I haven't seen enough is the point. So, I know I'm just kind of ranting on right here. You can click off the video. You've probably already clicked off the video in the first 30 seconds, to be honest. But if you've stayed till the end, this is for you, okay? This is a thank you from the deepest, darkest souls, deepest, darkest path tunnel of my heart. And I want to say, you know, come back next time. Maybe we'll do another one again in the future. That's it. That's all we got for today. See you later. My name is ZRice. This has been a pretty bad movie review. I'll see you in the next video.